There you are, Aaron. It took me forever to find out your new phone number. I went through so much trouble in order to find you a decent woman to marry. I even went as far as planning an extravagant wedding for you. And then you run off and marry some random floozy. And to top it all off, you moved and changed your phone number without telling me? How could you treat me this way? I suppose you aren't entirely to blame. You never were one to stand up for yourself. I have no doubt that awful woman who you married is the one putting you up to all of this. But not to worry, Aaron. It'll be fine soon. I found your new address. I'll be over there soon, and with me there to back you up. I'm sure together we can sort that harpy out. I'm just about to get in my car, so I should be there in no time. It's clear that woman wasn't given a proper upbringing, so I'll have to fix her mother's mistakes. I'll have her whipped into shape before the month's end, Aaron. Mark my words.
Mom? What the hell is going on here?
Ah, I see you finally noticed my message. I was wondering, when would you reply? It had been almost 2 hours. I was starting to worry that woman had taken your phone from you. But since you seem to be fine, I suppose you were simply too overwhelmed with joy at the thought of your mother coming to rescue you from your misery that you were at a loss for words.
I was in a meeting, at my job. I didn't have time to check my phone until now, and I just saw your messages. And in any case I wasn't clear before, you were the last person I wanted to hear from. I told you, Mom, I'm cutting you out.
From you now. I'll get right to work on fixing her up as soon as I get to your house, so don't you worry about a thing. You just focus on your work and leave all the dirty work to your dear mother.
Mom, I've told you this more times than I can remember. But Charity is my wife. She's wonderful to me. I love her, and you don't need to fix anything about her. Go home. You are not welcome at our house, and you never will be, so do not come. Do I make myself clear?
I've just turned onto your street, Aaron, to be there shortly.
Oh, for the love of God! Charity, it's me. Listen, this is very important. I need you to lock all the doors and windows and do not open them for anyone, okay? I mean it. Charity, do not open them for anyone except me. No matter what they say, keep the doors locked. Pretend you aren't home.
Aaron, what's going on? You're scaring me.
It's my mom. I don't know how, but she managed to find our new address.
What?
She just messaged me a minute ago saying that she was on our street, so she'll probably be there soon. Do you hear anything outside?
Well, actually, I just got to my client's office a little while ago. I have a meeting with them in a little bit, so yeah. I'm not at home right now, and won't be for a while.
Really? Oh yeah, you did mention that earlier.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not home at the moment, so you don't need to worry about me letting her in. When she sees that no one's there, she's gonna turn around and go back home, right?
Just in case, I think we'd better book a room at a hotel for tonight. Do you have your valuables on you?
Yeah, I carry around whatever is carryable. Just like you said, anything that's too big to fit in my bag I left at my parents' house.
Okay. Sounds like we're in the clear for now. Anyway, Thanks. I guess the next order of business is to find a new apartment as soon as possible. Man, it's time like this that make me really happy that we're both fortunate enough to get jobs that let us work from home.
Yeah, for real. If we were working at a regular company, it would be a lot harder for us to up and move to a different place in an emergency. Imagine if you had to keep living there even after your mom found us.
Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. And Charity, I'm really sorry that my mom is causing so much trouble for us.
Aaron, I keep telling you, you don't need to apologize for anything. I knew exactly what I was getting into when I married you, and I said yes, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure did. Thanks, Charity. Okay, well, I'm gonna get us a hotel room. I'll message you again once I make the reservation.
Okay, no rush. Gonna go talk to my client now. Bye. What is it with this city? Every single street looks exactly the same. I feel like I've been going in circles for the last half an hour. Whatever made you think it would be a good idea to move to this god-forsaken place? But not to worry, I finally found your place, Aaron. Isn't this exciting? We're about to embark on a new journey as a family. Just the two of us and that awful wife of yours who we'll be reforming. We'll give her all the tough love she needs to straighten her out, and if she resists, then you'll divorce her immediately. And you don't need to worry about being lonely when she's gone. I've already got the perfect woman lined up for you to marry. She's just like your dear old mother. Aaron, what is the meaning of all this? You never told me Charity was pregnant. And she looks like she could give birth any second now. That awful little brat tried to stop me from coming in the house, so I gave her a bit of a smack, out of love, of course. Spare the rod and spoil the child. She's going to have to get used to a new way of life, and it's better she does than sooner than later. But in any case, your apartment really is something else. Aaron, it's gorgeous. I feel like I could fit my whole house inside the living room. There should be more than enough space for me to put my things. So tell me, Aaron, what about time were you planning on being home tonight? I'm having Charity make me a bite to eat for lunch right now, since I thought it would be a good plan to start her cooking training right away. So if you have any requests for dinner, let me know and I'll have her start working on it just as she finishes making my lunch. Anything you want, dear, just name it.
Mom? Hold on. Back up 1 second. You're already at our apartment? Exactly when did you get there?
A few moments ago, dear. I told you I would find you, didn't I? Seriously though, imagine my shock when I find out that I would become a grandmother in less than a month. Granted, I do have my share of issues with the child maternal lineage, but not to worry, I'm an expert in discipline, so I'll have any of his mother's traits wiped out of him by the time he enters elementary school.
Wait. Child?
Yes, my grandchild. And since I'll be living with the two of you, I'll always be there to ensure that awful wife of yours doesn't have too much of a negative influence.
Mom? Charity isn't pregnant.
What are you talking about?
Also, Charity isn't at home either. She's with me right now.
That's impossible. She's in the kitchen right now.
When I found out you were coming, I booked us a room at a hotel for the night to keep from having to deal with you. We're both at the station right now. She just got off her train, and we're about to head to the hotel.
How many times do I have to tell you she's right here? She's making my lunch as we speak. She can't be with you.
I have no idea what's going on right now, but... Mom, please don't tell me that you just barged into the apartment and started acting like you own the place.
What's wrong with that? It's your apartment. So since I'm your mother, I do own the place in a way. a fact which that awful woman seemed not to understand. Where did she get off threatening to call the police on me? It seems as though I have my work cut out for me straightening her up. It's dreadful that she doesn't even give me the proper respect to the mother of the man who's financing her selfish, greedy lifestyle.
I'm not financing anything, Mom. We both work. And that's completely besides the point. Mom, I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to say.
What is it, dear?
The apartment you're in right now is not ours. You stormed into the wrong apartment.
Nonsense.
Listen, Mom, Charity is with me. She's standing right beside me. And she's not 9 months pregnant. She's not even 1 month pregnant. She's not pregnant at all. And our apartment is not that big. It's a studio apartment. There's barely enough room for us, much less you and all of your stuff.
You're not making any sense.
Let me ask you something. What makes you think the address you're at right now is our address? How did you find it?
Oh well, you know, a friend of mine who lives near you said they saw you moving your bags into this apartment, so they told me the address.
That's odd. When did this happen, exactly?
Well, I suppose it's been out 6 months or so. So I started planning out my re-education plan for your awful wife and saving up money for the move. And once everything was settled, I headed over there right away.
Oh, okay. I think I get what happened now.
What is it? What happened?
The place you're at right now is about 10 minutes away from a big shopping mall down the road from an elementary school, right?
Yes, why?
You said it was 6 months ago, so that would put it roughly 3 months after I formally cut you out of my life. That apartment belonged to a friend of mine from college. He and his wife were living there. They were kind enough to let us stay there for 2 weeks while we got an apartment sorted out.
2 weeks?
Yeah. The residents of the apartment we were moving into still had 2 weeks left on their lease, so we just had to wait until they were all moved out. So, yeah, it wasn't a permanent living arrangement. We were only there for a short time.
So, the woman in the kitchen right now isn't your wife, it's your friend's wife? Oh my goodness gracious! Do be a dear and call them to explain the situation. I'm sure they'll understand it's coming from you.
I'm not finished. My friends moved out of that apartment months ago.
What? Oh no, Aaron, this is terrible. The woman here, she called her husband and he just came home. He started yelling at me and I was so terrified that I ran and locked myself in their bathroom. What should I do now? Help me.
So, as I was saying, the people living in the apartment that you just barged into, they're not us. They're not my friends. They're not my friends' friends. I have no idea who they are.
That can't be.
To summarize, you just barged into someone's apartment, assaulted a 9 months pregnant woman, and are now locked in their bathroom and refusing to leave. In the business, that's what they call trespassing.
That wasn't my intention at all.
Well, intentional or not, once the police get there, I think you're looking at a mandatory ride to the station.
Police?
My wife? As in my real wife, and not the woman who you just assaulted because you thought she was my wife? Just got off the phone with the local police department and explained the situation.
Oh no! Oh no! What should I do now?
What choice do you have? Explain yourself and apologize, and maybe they won't press charges.
Apologize? Why should I have to do that?
Well, in this case, I would say the most pertinent reason is because you slapped a pregnant woman and forced her to make you lunch for the trouble?
But it was an honest mistake.
I don't believe this. Are you for real? You've met Charity so many times. yet you still managed to forget what she looked like and confuse her with some random stranger?
Well,
And I mean, it's not like you forgot her name. At any point in your escapades today, did you think even just once to address her by name? That would have saved you a lot of trouble, I think.
but it was obviously her. She had the key to your apartment and everything. Well, the apartment I thought was yours. So when I saw her open the door and go in, I knew it had to be her.
Oh, and one other thing. Even after I got married and told you, repeatedly, that I don't need or want you to find a wife for me, you went ahead with your plans anyway, didn't you? What kind of inconsiderate, unthinking, oblivious moron are you? My God in heaven, when your husband divorces you and your only son disowns you, I'd say most people would stop and think, gee, maybe I'm the problem here, but not you.
Aaron?
Whatever. I'm done with you. Enjoy prison, you psychopath.
Aaron, I can't believe you. You're my son. I'm your mother. You have to help me. Hurry up and do something. You can't speak to me that way. Aaron, pick up this instant.
My mom was taken into custody by the local police, and, after consulting with the poor people she barged in on, she was charged with trespassing, assault and battery, and a few other crimes. She evaded prison time due to her age, but now she had to deal with the inconveniences of having a criminal record. While she was busy dealing with the fallout of her trial and conviction, I talked with Charity's parents. And as of today, I have officially changed my name and no longer have any connections, legal or otherwise, to my mother. It hit her pretty hard when she heard the news through the grapevine. Fortunately, she had never visited my in-laws' house and has no way of finding out where they live, so I don't think we'll be hearing from her ever again. But, just in case, I went ahead and got a legal restraining order against her. As for what she's doing now, my aunt told me that she had holed herself up in her house for days after she got back from the police station. She got fired from her job, and now she has to deal with finding new work with a criminal record to her name in order to pay off the damages she owes to that couple. Oh, and speaking of them, they called the other day and said she had given birth to a healthy baby boy. I'm really happy for them. I have a feeling that child will grow up in a much better environment than I did.